to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, my Pelicans forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever.
34 assists yesterday, 35 more today, and it really started with Elfrid Payton, who had 14.
Yeah, I thought, again, it started with our ability to get stops, finish possessions, and now we're playing fast. We're out in the open floor. We executed at a very high level again tonight. And that's the key for us, is doing it together, understanding that it's not on one guy, but collectively, let's step on the floor, let's move the ball, let's set screens, let's find open guys, shoot the ball when you're open, drive it. Beautiful, beautiful basketball to watch tonight.
Yeah, we can talk about a lot of your guys, but Antonio really shot the ball well. What can you say about the way he's been playing?
He's been great. Being able to step on the floor. Didn't get much minutes in the Detroit game, but stepped on the floor tonight and gave us a huge lift. But he works at it. So super proud of him and his effort, and his ability to make shots was key for us.
What's it like seeing Elfrid at this stage of your career, just being able to step in and produce the way he did tonight?
I'll say it again. There's no way that he shouldn't be on a roster. He's that good. And he can pass the ball. He knows how to throw you open sometimes, even when you don't know you're open. The ball is hitting you right in your hands, on time, on target. He's an excellent defender, floor leader. We're glad to have him regain our group.
What's really stood out to you about the development with Carlo this season? He's getting more time consistently.
Again, the consistency of playing time, watching film with the coaches, getting on the practice floor and working on our concepts defensively, offensively. And this is kind of what we wanted to see from our young guys as we go down the stretch. We want to see, can they step on the floor during the bright lights and produce at a high level? And tonight was another good step in the right direction for those guys.
15 more made threes tonight, made 20 in the last game. This season, you guys have done very well when you made either 15 threes or attempted more than 40. To see that even in this season where the record is not what you'd like it to be, to still win when those situations occur, how is it, beneficial to see that in practice this works, but at the same time, how frustrating is it to know that it's been such a hard effort to get that number to where you want it to be?
Yeah, it's at this point, we want to continue to look at our concepts and implement them and get our guys to understand that this is the best way for us to win games, is when we, like you said, make 15 threes, but our goal is to shoot 40 quality threes. It gives us a chance to score. It also gives us a chance to offensive rebound and add more points. Even though it hasn't happened consistently, the way we wanted to this season, we're still in the gym. We're still working. We're still watching film. And I believe that's the reason you're seeing these guys be able to step on the floor and produce like they are.
We asked you about rotations amongst your reserves before the game. Did Antonio earn any more minutes, maybe more consistent minutes going down the road?
Yeah, for sure. All the guys deserve to play. They're all great, really great guys, and they work extremely hard. So that's a blessing to have in your locker room. High character, hard workers, and they all deserve to play. It's just hard to play everyone every night to get minutes that allows them to be a contributing factor on the floor. Sometimes it's just not enough, and you got to pick. Tonight we had more guys out, so we was able to get more guys some playing time. But Antonio's been great all season with how he's handled things, and hopefully down the stretch we can get him some more minutes.
We kind of known Antonio's kind of his MO is right shooting the three ball.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen besides his shooting with his game that has evolved, and what does he need to improve upon?
He can guard. I think that's something that we're recognizing is that he can guard 1 through 3, sometimes 1 through 4, depending on who we're playing. Continue to add some strength. That'll be in the off season, not right now, but he'll continue to grow. He'll get better. He has an definable NBA skill set. He can shoot the basketball. He can drive. And then now we're seeing him guard some really good matchups. That's a lot to build on from there.
When you have so much changeover in the lineup with so many guys in and out, is it harder for fans to understand that when you're trying to balance your rotations to play competent NBA defense? And you got so many young guys that does impact how minutes get distributed, because at the end of the day, you got to be a functional NBA team on the floor.
Yeah, we try to be strategic in who we have on the floor, what groups we have on the floor together. So it takes a little bit of work to get together and talk about our rotations. But all the guys are more than capable of stepping on the floor and playing at a high level. It's just trying to get the right combinations on the floor together. All right.
Lead, and all of a sudden you guys went on 29-7 run.
Mm-hmm.
What happened during that stretch besides you getting hot?
Just the ball movement was there. We talked about it through halftime. We need some more ball movement, and we just went out there and did it. So, that's what happened. Basically, everybody everybody shared the ball and continued to, make open shots.
Speaking of sharing the ball, a lot of assists tonight, 36. I think it was 13 or 14 by Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
What does he bring to the team for you guys? I know he was on the stint earlier with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What about now?
Man, when Alpha's out there, it's assists. He brings that to the table every single time he step on the floor, and we know that all the guys know that. So we just get out and transition and run, and he'll find us.
Antonio, I don't know if you knew this, but in your last couple games, I think you were 6 for 6 from your field goals. You made your first 6 tonight, so you made 12 in a row. About being that hot.
Man, I didn't even know that I went 12 in a row. Actually, I just went out there, competed as hard as I can, and make the best of it. So just continue to do that, and you said I went 12 for 12. It's crazy.
What's it kind of like though, just seeing those shots fall, shot after shot?
Just keep hunting them, continue to try to get open, and teammates gonna find me out there. So just being able to read what the defense give me and continue to make open shots.
What's this time of the year like for you all when you get a chance to get more minutes out of more things to go?
I say it's fun. It's enjoyable. Just sitting out most of the year and stuff, watching the older guys, learning from them, like CJ and Jose and all of them out there, and just going out there and basically playing your game and having fun, and whatever I learned in the past, try to take it and bring it out there.
Antonio, what are you trying to accomplish over these last, 9 games still left?
Mm-hmm.
Some of maybe your personal goals.
Whatever coaches tell me each and every day, try to use that on the floor, and just play hard, give it all you have out there, and it's trickling down to the end of the season, and these last 9 games, you just got to go out and compete.
Yeah, we all know about your shooting. You've been putting that on display.
Mm-hmm.
Talk highly about your defense. What else are you trying to work on? What other parts of your game to the end of the season?
I say rebounding, being more physical down low with the big guys and things like that. And that's it really. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, for all things Pelicans, now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the live, man. PPR representing the flock and nation. Pelicans dominate the 76ers tonight, 112-99. A lot of the big guns absent in this game due to injury. The 76ers a little bit better in terms of the record than the Pelicans at 23-49. The Pelicans pick up their 20th win of the season, and they are now 20-53. There you go, 112-99 win, a very good collective win for the Pels tonight. So shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all representing PPR. Much love. Hit the like button and the sub button and the share button, man. We up in there late doing the damn thing. Anyway, let's hit some of these stats. You heard what Willie Green said. You heard that Antonio Reeves lighted up. Fam, listen. All I got to say is, man, Jordan Hawkins better watch out, man. Jordan Hawkins better watch out, family, because Antonio Reeves, man, the dude is just silky smooth, man. Silky smooth. And I'm just saying, Jordan Hawkins, man, step your game up. Antonio Reeves, man, is here. 17 points tonight from Antonio Reeves in 24 minutes, was shooting the ball very efficiently. 5 of 7 from downtown doing this damn thing. So in the end, what it is it was pretty good, man. But anyway, shout out to y'all, man. Let's hit some of the team statistics tonight, fam, in the matchup, man, to be quite honest with you tonight. So Pels get the win 112-99. We're kind of doing the individuals first. And they did a fantastic job, to be honest with you. Karlo Mekovic was really the team leader in points tonight. He was just awesome. A lot of our guys, they played more team ball tonight. Multiple people in double digits for the Pels tonight. They shot the ball really good tonight. We'll go over the team statistics. But an overall team effort by the Pelicans to sweep the Sixers on the season 2-0. You know, we don't sweep too many people, how bad the season is, but they were able to get something positive going on. So 19 from Karlo Mekovic in 23 minutes. He also was plus 22 in his plus minus. He finished with 8 rebounds and 3 assists to go along with his 7 of 11 shooting from the field. He was a silky smooth 3 of 14 from downtown. Karlo has a really nice touch on his jump shot. We know that Karlo Mekovic, man, is developing. We just need to get his physical game underneath a little better, but his offensive game, he's silky smooth, a good finisher around the rim too, a high flyer. So really happy about the development of Karlo Mekovic. His 19 points led the Pelicans. 17 from Antonio Reeves, like we talked about. Antonio Reeves finished tonight 17 points tonight on 6 of 10 shooting from the field. He did his thing. He was plus 14 as well. 6 of 10, 5 of 7 from downtown. He was awesome, man, to be quite honest with you in the matchup, man. So it was pretty good for the Pels in that regard. 16, man, from Yves Missi with 9 rebounds. Just one short of a double for him in 26 minutes of action. He was pretty good. 14 from Kelly Olynyk with 11 rebounds, 7 assists from Kelly. You almost had a triple-double for Kelly Olynyk tonight in 30 minutes of action. He was out there facilitating, doing his thing, just being smart like Kelly usually does. And then the rest of the Pelicans had pretty good efforts too. Jose Alvarado was out there making some effort. He had 9.6 assists, 3 rebounds to go along with helping. Jordan Hawkins in 24 minutes finished with 9 points. He had 5 boards as well, but he wasn't as efficient. He was 1 of 9 from downtown and 4 of 14 from the field. It just wasn't falling for him. 10 from, we call him affectionately, Timo Nagy. Keon Brooks finished with 10 points in 28 minutes with 2 rebounds there in the match. I mean, of course, the rest of the Pelicans, 7 from Jeremiah Robinson-Earl with 5 rebounds, 6 from Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton does what Elfrid Payton does. 6 points, 14 assists, and 6 rebounds. That's right, plus 14 from plus minus, but 14 assists in 25 minutes from Elfrid Payton, just finding a way to distribute the ball, moving it around, doing what he does. And Lester Quinones, I hope I'm saying that right, Quinones, 5 points in his first effort after being called up from the G League right there. His first a new Pelican. He wore number 22. He got in there for about 11 minutes. But a very decent game from our Pels tonight. So shout out to you guys for being in the stream. Much love to my girl Lex is in the building as well. Pels win. Pels win. They get their 20th win of the season. Are you psyched?
It is the record a still losing record? You know what I'm saying? Look, dang, Lex, we can't win. We can't win nothing with you. Like, nah, man, it's still a losing record.
I think a lot of Pelicans
I
family
still
members
got my
out there.
sunglasses on. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
still wearing them too, Lex. You can't see
Yeah,
me, but I got them
true.
on loud and proud. But hey,
But not only that, it looks good with my hair and everything. You
there you
checking
go,
out
girl.
around.
That's
Yeah,
right,
you know
girl.
what I'm saying? So,
That's right.
look, with all this depression type season, yeah, we gotta look good, man. Gotta look good. So, yeah, I just I don't know. This game was weird. I mean, no stars were playing. You know what I'm saying? It kind of had that like toss up. Okay, all right, just go out there, have fun, play. What did Willie say? I don't ever listen to him for real. But what did he say? Did you play his interview?
Yeah, I played them and you just very, very fashionably missed it, and you're not really missing anything. The crazy part about Willie is he sounds the same way after a loss or after a win. It's very weird.
He does.
He sounds the same way. It doesn't. I give him that. He's very consistent in his energy in terms of wins and losses.
Yeah. There's no everything is just right there. It's like the same thing. I'm proud of our group. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, it's not a group project. They grown men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just so proud. I just told them to go out there and have fun. Like, dog, they are not preschoolers. You know what I'm saying? They're not elementary school kids. Like, that's what you tell them. These grown men, look, play loose, play a game, go out there, play hard, get after it. You know what I'm saying? Make them feel you. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Man, talk grown man stuff. Cause you talking to grown men. Yeah, he I don't know who cause I did catch him when they brought up the post conference on my league pass. And I don't know what the question was, but he was sitting there and he was like, he can pass, he can shoot. I'm like, oh my Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like
not in depth breakdown.
Different. Like that's so like okay, he really just knows the game. He knows where to go. He can attack, he can shoot outside. It's like, dog, you're saying just basic things. Just I don't know, man. I just feel like it's so I'm trying to think of the word.
I mean,
so vague. You know what I'm saying? Like
basic though, Lex. That's the beauty of what Willie Green is. He's a basic coach. He's nothing complicated.
He can pass.
He can shoot.
He can dribble. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope he can jump. He can some professional basketball players.
He can walk.
What professional basketball player can't pass?
He can talk.
What professional? Like, does this guy feel that way when he's talking? Like,
he cheers really well for he cheers really well for his teammates when they're sitting on the bench.
Like he can dribble, he can go in between his legs,
shoot.
He can go behind the back. I mean, he can just do a lot on the court. I'm like, okay, Willie.
Yeah, Willie's Willie's mask, man.
Like, dog, how stupid do you think the people that you're talking to are? Like,
I just don't think he's just trying to get out of it. That's what I think it is. He's sitting there, he's leaning forward. I just think he wants to just get out of there after the game, especially.
Then he does that thing with his lips.
What's that? Like that right now? Like what he doing right now?
When he just
he
did put it together and
he does a tuna. Is that what's going on?
Like he want to smell his top lip or something.
Listen, let me tell you something. You don't have to try to smell nothing. That boy is smelling everything around there, boy. I promise you that, boy. He can smell. He can go out. He can smell what's outside the Smoothie King Center. I can tell you that. The one superpower Willie got is his
Oh
power
my
of smell. I
God.
promise you that. But yeah, Lex,
Yeah.
it was it. But the thing is, individually, like tonight, from a
Mm,
team perspective,
yeah.
uh, you've seen a lot of the young players really play well as a team. Like the Pelicans shot over 49% tonight. They were 43% from downtown. They were 11 of 13 from the foul line, 84.6%. They had over 50 rebounds tonight. They had over 35 assists tonight. They circulated the ball really well. They had 17 turnovers, but only 15 points off turnovers versus what the Sixers did, which was 12 turnovers with 15 points there. They,
Hmm.
they did win the fast break game and the points in the paint. So they basically beat the 76ers, they beat them across the board. And like you said, there was no stars. There was no Tyrese Maxey. There was
I
no
mean, it was
Joel
D
Embiid.
League against the G League, basically.
Right. Right. So, but outside of that, I know it's some stuff to be kind of, I guess, to kind of look at, like Antonio Reeves, like he had an opportunity to talk tonight.
Yeah.
And seeing his game, Lex, and then, like I said earlier in the show to start the show off, watching Antonio Reeves playing. Jordan Hawkins had 24 minutes. So did Antonio Reeves. Antonio finished with 17 points. He was 5 of 7 from downtown. Jordan
Mhm.
Hawkins was 1 of 9 from downtown with 9 points. And I was like to myself, Antonio Reeves, man, is really developing. He's really smooth with his shot. I was like, man, Jordan Hawkins better get it together, man. Antonio Reeves, if he gets an opportunity to play, it's going to be something interesting watching those two. But I
Well,
like
he just
I like both
got
these
it.
guys. Right. What do you think about that tonight?
Well, I mean, Antonio Reeves just got an opportunity because Jordan Hawkins is hurt.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is an opportunity for him to really show up and show out and put pressure on Hawkins. Um, really, it's really something because looking at Antonio Reeves, Antonio Reeves and Jay Hawk, they're very similar in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
They're not really strong like ball handlers, but they're very strong twos. And really, it's one of those things like, look, y'all better make sure y'all shot is dropping. And then, really, on the defensive end, that's up for grabs. I mean, you're going to have to really step it up. It's basically who's going to make more of an impact defensively, because obviously, well, as long as Willie Green is there, he wants them to be a two-way player. And that's really the only way they can play unless, you're dealing with a depleted team or you're dealing with injuries. But, yeah, in that regard, they're very similar.
Hmm.
So they're neck and neck. I know even when Kyra Lewis Jr., when he was here, I mean, you kind of saw like the same thing, like, hey, Kyra, you better step up. You know what I'm saying? Because Jordan Hawkins, man, he's trying to get it. Well, now it's almost like Jordan Hawkins, he has that same thing with Antonio Reeves. Like, hey, man, you really got to step it up. You really got to like take steps forward. Obviously, he's hurt right now. He's probably going to be out for a little bit, if not the rest of the season. But come next year, he's going to have to go to a different level because you can heal from a ankle sprain pretty quick for the most part. It's not like, what Herb and Trey have. But he's really gonna have to step it up going into, training camp for next season.
Yeah, and hopefully, like some of this stuff is not lost, man. Like some of what we see now, like you think it'll be up to a crescendo with the Pelicans, where we playing some of these guys, but we remember the contributions later on in the season and the fact that these guys could play. We hoping that is remembered going into next year, where we can be able to utilize some of these players, because a lot of these young players will just basically amalgamate as our bench. A lot of these will be our key reserves off the bench. You know, Carlo Mekabic and Antonio Reeves and guys like that. When all these other guys, our stars, get healthy, a lot of these guys will be, you know, considered decent bench options for us and filling our team out. So hope that they have a long memory to realize that just developing them now and not just using this as an excuse to, well, we plan our young people to tank out. But then when the season flip flops to next year, these guys all go back to the G League and we forget that. So I'm just hoping that won't be the case with the Pelicans moving forward. So anyway, the next matchup is going down. Lex, we played Monday. We won't play until Friday. So today, you know, the Pelicans won't get another matchup. The next home matchup is on Friday against the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, 41-30. They've been playing pretty well. They've dominated the Pelicans. Well, I ain't gonna say dominated. The last game they played in November, the Pelicans gave them a little battle there and lost 112-108. But the season series,
everybody really started getting hurt.
Yes. So the series is pretty much what it is. And Golden State picking up steam. Of course, you know, the trade that brought Jimmy Buckets over to Golden State. He's been there helping them out. And this is going to be interesting on Friday. So how do you perceive the Golden State matchup going up with the Pelicans?
Is this a legitimate question?
Yes, it is. It is indeed legitimate. Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be an L. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess the question is how bad the L is going to be. Lex, is going to be. I guess that would be the thing you have to look at.
It's gonna be a big fat L.
Because
big fat and juicy.
They've been playing pretty well, man. They had a little winning streak going on, then they lost to the Nuggets.
Yeah, look, if they on a losing streak, they gonna get back on track against the Pelicans.
My goodness, man. Yeah, Golden State, man. They trying to make that move.
Like, man, we need to find our identity again. We need to find ourselves. Who we got next? The Pelicans. Our identity is found. You know what I'm saying? That's before they even jump the ball up, okay?
Well, if I'm Golden State now,
remember what Draymond and Jimmy said when Jimmy was at Miami about the Pelicans.
Yeah, and now they on the same team,
now
right?
Got Tweedledee and Tweedledum on the same team. It's like look, hey, anybody look, and I can see Jimmy and Draymond. See, I can see them giving it to to CJ. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. You know, and whoever wants to talk, obviously Hawk, he's not gonna be out there. But it's like, man, the Pelicans ain't gonna put up enough fight. I mean, even if Zion does play, that's gonna be a lot on Zion. That's gonna be a lot on him. And you said they don't play until Friday. Why is that such a huge gap?
That's how the schedule makers put it together. That's they don't play.
Why didn't they put some of them days on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
kind of speed this thing up another game and Wednesday somewhere to kind of speed this season up with. I think we got 11 games remaining in the season, something like that.
I'm pretty sure the Warriors are probably going to have a game.
Yeah, they got the heat.
Like, they're going to have a game under their belt before they play the Pelicans, and the Pelicans, coming off that long layoff, man, that ain't good. Because let me tell you something, the energy ain't gonna be right. I can tell you that right now, because we've seen it many times. Anytime they had that layoff, like a long layoff, it takes them some time to warm up into the game. I'm like, dog, that's what warm-ups is for. Y'all got to be ready to play, but we know how this team does, and Willie Green we don't trust, because he is not gonna have this team ready. He's not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this might be a 40-point loss, y'all. I'm be honest. It just might be a 40-point loss.
Well, I mean, they do have they got a matchup on, I think it's Tuesday against Miami. So Jimmy Buckets goes back to Miami with Golden State they lost to Atlanta. So They head back to Miami on Tuesday, and then after that, because they're on the road, they got 4 games on the road: Atlanta, Miami, the Pelicans, and then a 14. So they're on their little road trip. But indeed, they're in the midst of trying to get to the playoff. You know, they're in the number 6 spot in the playoff race in the Western Conference.
Game ahead of the Clippers.
That's right. And both of those teams are playing pretty well. The Warriors are 8-2 in the last 10. So are the Clippers. And then Minnesota is 7-3 of the last 10. So they're kind of fighting in that. So it's kind of, you know, they're a game ahead actually of Clippers and Minnesota. So they're going to want to try to keep ahead. They want to try to probably beat Miami and try to look to defeat the Pelicans. Now, of course, we know Zion Williamson, his issue. I'm not too confident that he'll be available for the matchup Friday. I don't think he'll. I don't know. CJ McCollum, obviously, he took a vet. They had a vet rest day for him for this game, but more than likely, you'll probably see.
It really didn't make sense. If you have all those days off, why? I don't know. I mean, I know you allowed a lot of young players to play. I don't know. Everything that they do is confusing to me. Like, you know, they had Bruce Brown. They had him listed as reconditioning. That crap again.
That's like, just you know tank talk.
Make this junk make sense. That is so like, dog. He was playing the last few games, getting up and down the floor just fine. Why are you all saying reconditioning like he ain't in shape? I mean, who in the NBA is not in shape unless you're coming off of an injury? But even then, you know, you can still get up and down the floor because they ain't gonna put you out there if you're not conditioned enough to get up and down the floor. Like, that's just the most special excuse that you could like think of.
Well, it's tank talk. So that's basically what's going on with the Pelicans is they tanking out. And any opportunity they get to pull talent off the floor to help them lose, they're going to use every excuse in the book right now. And like I said, ain't that many games left with the Pelicans with the.
They should have took Olynyk out the game, Messi.
They can't make it obvious.
I mean, just forfeit games then.
No, they can't do that. They'll get fined. So they got to just.
I mean,
they ain't trying to give up no money. That Gail loves her money, so she ain't trying to do it that way. It's a free way to do it, where you can kind of like tonight. The Pelicans fought as a team. We know they'll be severely, if none of the top dogs play against Golden State, they'll be definitely overmatched. Draymond and Jimmy buckets and I don't know what Steph what's happening.
It doesn't make no sense for Zion to be out, especially with all these days. I mean, because he has a bone contusion or something.
Something like that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like whatever excuse they have, they're going to utilize it, like vet rest days for CJ and stuff like that, because we know what this is. The Pelicans are the team they losing everywhere.
Making the playoffs. Y'all gonna have plenty of rest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't matter what they do. I mean, the season is lost anyway, but it's just make it make sense. Like, dog, I mean, so why are you resting him? What is he resting from? What is he resting from?
Resting from the bullshit that we have to watch every night. That's pretty much what it is. But it is what it is. Let's listen before we slide on out. Let's listen to Elfrid Payton tonight. He had a really good game again. Willie Green talked about how Elfrid Payton should have been on the team, whatnot. And well, I mean, he could have advocated for keeping him. I mean, the coach does have some power.
Nah, he don't have no spine.
Here go Elfrid Payton.
I felt good being back home. Like I said, putting on the jersey again. Just being back in the league. My family there, so it was good.
Did you feel like right away you were kind of in your groove? You had, I think, 7 assists in the first 9 minutes.
Yeah, I think we was playing with good pace. Guys was running the lanes. Got a couple of easy ones at the rim, so we did a good job pushing the ball in transition.
And what was it like just hearing the reaction from the crowd when you checked in for the first time?
It felt good, man. It felt good. Like I said, it felt good. Like I was at home again. No, I love being here, bro. This is the best thing ever. Like I said, I grew up less than 10 minutes from here, so anytime I could be here playing here, it's love.
And of course, you still got the confidence that you can play at this level, being able to go out there and put up the numbers. How much does that kind of feel like, man, I'm not crazy to feel like I can still do this?
No, it feels good. It feels really good. You know, you go through this journey, and you know, you have all these things happen to you, so it's easy to, I don't want to say like have doubt, you know what I'm saying? Not, you know, stuff like that. But I've stayed confident, remained confident. I think I've had the right people in my circle. And you know, the work paid off. I was able to get an opportunity. I'm thankful for this opportunity. And to be able to go out there and play at that level is mean a lot.
One of the things Willie said is that he said it repeatedly, but that he said you belong in this league.
Yeah.
What does that mean when you hear him say that?
It means a lot. He's somebody that obviously sees, you know, the talent and the caliber of players on a nightly basis. You know, he's coaching, he's seeing other teams, he's seeing his team. So I think he would know a little bit about, you know, what he's talking about and who belongs and who doesn't. So to get that from him, you know, it means a lot. But obviously still got more to show. So looking forward to that, looking forward to more opportunities, and I'm going to do my best to, you know, take advantage of that.
And Alfred, you spent some time with the team during training camp and the first stint earlier this season. What differences have you seen by some of the players from then till now? And I'm looking basically at, like, say, Carlo Makovic or Antonio Reed, some of the young guys. Do you see any improvement or something different about their games?
Honestly, no. You know, like they're just getting the opportunity now. You know, even like KB, you know, these guys play well in training camp and stuff like that. But just the roster that this team has, you know, it's tough to come by opportunities. And then when you get in the game, obviously you need those reps. So it takes a little time to feel comfortable and get a rhythm out there. But what you're seeing now is guys that, you know, that can play, and now they're getting the opportunity to show it. You know, Tom can really shoot the ball. Carlo can do a little bit of both. He's on the rim. And KB, he's a two-way player, bro. He's playing defense. He's running the floor. He can do a little bit of everything. So I think it's just those guys getting the opportunities and finally getting comfortable and getting reps to have that rhythm to be able to show it consistently.
What are some of the things you see behind the scenes or maybe in practices with Antonio Reed's game?
He works really hard. Tone's in the gym all the time. I used to be coming back to the gym at night. Tone's in the gym working on his game. Super confident. And he's still learning, which is kind of scary. So he has a lot of potential. You know, I try to talk to him. He watches CJ. You know, he's watching all these guys that's in front of him and stuff like that. And he's a listener. He listens. He takes coaching well. So he has a chance to be a really good player, man. Yeah, thank y'all.
All right, Alfred Payton, man. Shout out to Alfred, man. Alfred Payton returned, and he shouldn't have never left, man. He was putting in a great performance with the Pelicans before, and the Pelicans ultimately bring him back, but he shouldn't have never left, man. And what he was doing, I don't know what they was talking about, but they keep Jamal Cain on the squad. I don't understand the personnel moves.
Willie Green was saying that he mentioned Alfred as far as he should have still been on the team. That's what he said in his presser.
Say it again.
I was asking, what did Willie Green talk about Alfred Payton as far as him being back on the team? What did he say?
He basically said that you know, he's glad that he's back, that he got another opportunity to be back on the squad, that kind of thing. And it basically the regular spiel that Willie does, nothing too intricate, nothing deep, you know, basically the same talking points. But he just kind of said he was happy to have him back.
That man has no spine. But yeah, I mean, we did say it a lot. Alfred Payton shouldn't have left. I mean, he had
Jamal Cain go though.
Against the Pacers, he had 21 assists. And after that game, I think he went to Herb Jones's high school retirement thing, and then they waived him. I'm like, you know what? Something's wrong with you people. And actually, I think around that time, the team still actually had a chance.
Yeah. Like I said, it's you evaluate some of these players, man, and you have to make the best sense. And Alfred Payton's not expensive. He's not an expensive player to keep on your team. Plus, he's a guy that's good for the bench. He's smart. He's not the best shooter in the world, but at the end of the day, he's a guy that gets everybody involved. Like tonight, they're showing the line right here, 6, and 14 plus 14 with the plus minus. So I mean, the guy did some fantastic stuff. You have to respect his mind on that end. But yeah, I was kind of puzzled as well about why he was, put in the street as opposed to a guy like Jamal King who really doesn't give us anything. So that's
And
just
then when you lose DeJounte Murray, because DeJounte Murray went down early January?
somewhere in there. Yes.
Okay, so it's like right then and there. We've talked about how many times having a point guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or
quite a
having
few times.
someone another ball handler next to Zion, because CJ's not it. You want to put CJ in his true position. And I don't know. And I don't even think Zion was back at that time. So that would have been a perfect time to bring back Elfrid Payton. But they didn't do that. I guess, they decided to, have CJ at the one and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's just something's wrong with this organization.
Well, I mean,
Something wrong with these people. Their decisions are just like if there was a term where it's you have to question the question that's questionable, because that has to be questioned because that's questionable. I mean, that's literally what this thing is right here. You have to question what they're doing, even when it's not being questioned.
Well, when we get an opportunity to find out where our visible general manager is, we might be able to ask him that question about what's going on in terms of the personnel decision and this kind of stuff with Elfrid Payton. But of course, the Pelicans don't quite operate the same way. Most successful teams do. They, instead of doing moves that improve the team in terms of that makes sense, they kind of operate real sneakily. And I think that just ends up kicking them in their backside of how they operate. But in the end, man, 20 wins on a season is indicative of the coach of the leadership of this team, which ultimately will blame it for not bad coaching or subpar coaching or a subpar medical staff. They'll just simply blame it on the invisible boogeyman of injury, like most of these losers do. In the end, the Pelicans pick up the 20th win tonight. Ain't much really to talk about. I mean, it was a good win in terms of these young guys and backup guys getting together and playing a complete game against both teams that basically backups all over the place. Won't be the case against Golden State. It'll be impressive if they can have a collective effort.
And that's like a free win for them, because again, they're a half a game above the Clippers. And so they're definitely going to be like, hey, I can see I can't believe I forgot that man's name. Steve Kerr. I can see Steve Kerr be like, hey man, let's not go out here and let's punch him in the gut. From the jump. You know what I'm saying? Let's build a lead immediately. Get y'all out the game. Get our starters out so we can put, our other guys in so they can play. Like that's how the game plan should literally be. Like we don't want to go out here and waste any time. Let's put these guys away. There's no reason why the Pelicans should be hanging with us. If I'm Steve Kerr, that's basically like, hey man, like there's no reason. Don't go out here and give these guys hope and stay in the game. Take care of business, because we need this win more than they do.
Indeed. I agree with you, Lex. I think it'll be one of those stances where, depending on how it happens at Miami, I mean, when you're the Golden State Warriors and you're trying to hold pace inside the playoffs and I slip to the play-in round, that's definitely what you want to do. You want to beat teams like bottom-dwelling teams like the Pelicans or the Jazz and some of these guys. You want to stump on these guys to keep your position. So absolutely.
Because Steph can use all the rest that he can get And if you do that, it's like, look, man, nobody wants to play in the play-in. If you are a true contender, if you really trying to make things happen, which the Warriors are, they're not trying to play in that play-in. And really, at this point, it's kind of solidified who's going to be in the playoff picture or the play-in / playoff picture. But now it's like, okay, who can perform the best and finish the strongest to avoid that play-in? Because that's extra rest. That's extra rest for your vets, for your team as a whole, but especially for your the vets on the team, the oldest players on the team. Yeah, they ain't nobody trying to play in that play-in. Once it's like, okay, we in here, but we got to avoid this. We really got to get to that number 6 spot. But that 6 spot, that number 6 spot is very popular right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's going to be even more popular before it's all said and done. It's going to be even more popular.
The Warriors are going to be focused. They're going to be so focused. They might be too focused. It's like, dog, okay, you beat Warriors, calm down, man. You beating the Pelicans by 30. No, we need to beat them by 50. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to go a full game ahead of the Clippers. Or create a gap. Definitely create a gap. So.
Yeah, to create some space. Yeah, I agree. That's damn sure what they need right now. They don't need anybody on their heels. It's not comfortable, especially a game apart from the rest of these guys. Is you want to put a little space there, and beating the Pelicans helps.
Yeah.
All right, fam. That's what we got tonight, man. Listen, man, it's been fun, fam. Pelicans finish tonight with a W. They get the win over the 76ers, 112-99. The Pelicans have what? 6, 7, 8. Is it 9 games left? What? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 9 games remaining in the season. Pelicans have 9 games remaining in this NBA season. Golden State on Friday, Sunday, Charlotte. That's the end of the 3-game homestand. They hit the road starting off April. With matchups in
OKC,
LA and the LA Clippers, the LA Lakers, and then they travel back home for Milwaukee. Then they hit the road for 2 for Brooklyn, Milwaukee again, and then they're home for the rest of the regular season with matchups against Miami, and they close out with almost 60-win OKC team that put them out of the playoffs last year. They get to see them at the end of the regular season. So. There you go, fam. It's winding down.
It's really something how OKC has literally switched places with the Pelicans. Y'all remember when OKC was at the bottom of the West? Does anybody remember that?
It was, yeah, I remember that a couple of years ago. What?
5 and 4 years ago, y'all.
Yeah. And
now they're at the top, and the Pelicans are at the bottom, man. I mean, just the turn of events. And what's crazy is that the Pelicans were just at the number 1 spot like for 2 weeks within the last 5 seasons. 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. And that was it. And it's crazy because even that year, the Pelicans still didn't even make the playoffs.
It's sorry, man. The Pelicans, like I said, if you comparing the two, you just depress yourself.
It's just really something, man. It's
mind
boggling. Like, it's like, dang, man. I mean, even when the Pelicans were at the number 1 spot, they still did not make the playoffs.
I try not to compare with the Pelicans' success with their routine up against what we've seen from OKC, because that's like apples to oranges, to be honest with you. OKC operated so smartly in draft capital and acquired free agents, and the Pelicans did not.
But it's good to do that because it helps us understand, look,
how stupid they
are doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the rebuild was around the same time. basically. And really,
So
OKC
did
was
Minnesota.
behind the Pelicans.
Yeah, they were. And Minnesota was in the
And
same vein too.
exactly. And they've surpassed along with other teams who started their, rebuild later. And now they've already surpassed the Pelicans. It's like, golly, man, like that's a measuring stick, Big Q.
Well,
It's a measuring stick because it's like, how is it that this organization went from here to here, but we're still in limbo? We're still
that's
a
easy
borderline. The Pelicans are still a borderline playing team.
because they're stupid. They do stupid things. Lex, that's very easy. They're not a smart team. They're
That
not
means
governed. They're not.
changes to be made because
Yeah.
if all these organizations have already surpassed you, look at Detroit.
Yeah. From the guy that
Literally,
came from you. Yes.
Detroit
Yeah.
and the Pelicans switched places. They literally did. Like within a season. Within a season, they've
You
switched,
think you can,
and Detroit is in the playoff picture.
well, you think stupid Gale and Lauscher can see that? You think they're going to look at it and say, why can't we have made a
but
move
at some
from,
point, you have to use this as evidence. Like, wait a minute, man.
no,
Okay,
they're not
so
going to see that. These people they
Detroit
don't know that.
had a losing record last season. They got Trajan, they did this, they did that. And it's like dog, within a season, they've turned the whole organization around.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have to start. This is data right here. This is data. You know how the Pelicans they spent all this time collecting data? Like, dog, are you all looking at the other data within, like, around the league? Like all the moves. Look, you had Trajan. Trajan is gone. Pelicans are down. Detroit is up. Now, listen, I understand like the with the injuries and things, but y'all can't use that as an excuse. Because then in that same breath, you got problems with your medical staff and your performance staff. Like, there's a lot of things that are wrong. And it's like, at some point in time, how much data do you all need, especially when it's clear, this organization has passed you up. This organization has passed you up. This organization has passed you up. This guy moved and went somewhere else, and he's flourishing. He surpassed you. He went to a franchise that was dead, that was losing, that didn't have an identity, didn't have no culture. Guess what? Within a season, he gave them all that. Yeah. And then here you are, y'all still trying to figure it out.
Well, I mean, Lex, that's the whole point. We've been talking about that for years with the Pelicans, and there's
that's no years of figuring something out.
There's not an evaluator on top of the team that's checking this Griffin guy. He has free reign to screw up as many times. He's a liar. He's sneaky. He's shisty. You got a dumb, invisible general manager. There's no leadership there. This is weird basketball cult, weird corporate pitchman type coach that really is non-aggressive. And it's just a bunch of it's just losing a bunch of soft. I call them jellyfish, because this non-aggressive verbiage, this foolishness doesn't apply. Maybe in the children's softball league, which is where this would probably work, but not in the hardcore, ultra competitive NBA landscape. This doesn't work, and I can see why they ran David Griffin out of Cleveland. Him coming here with the championship LeBron gave him, because he couldn't do it by himself. He tried and failed, and it wasn't until LeBron got there that he got it, because LeBron was telling him.
He wasn't even the GM. They were basically telling him who to get. I mean, that's just
LeBron
like
was the one
Murray.
Was telling him what to get.
Not even DeJounte Murray.
Right. Yeah.
Man, what is his name? Rich Paul. Rich Paul called Griff and told him to get Murray. That's how bad, and I want to say that so everybody can understand, Griff is not capable of putting a team together.
Nah,
and he's not even capable of choosing a good coach, because this dude's whole focus is on controlling. Absolute power is corrupt, absolutely. And we've seen this in history. it doesn't work. You know, when you're not empowering or delegating your staff or your players or the coach. I mean, he didn't even let Willie Green choose his staff.
Not at first, no.
Yeah, that's horrible. And I'm not saying that's one thing. That's the only thing that I'll be in defense with Willie Green. He didn't choose his staff, but it's like, dog, Willie, you got your staff and you still doing horrible. So now, I can't even back that because it really didn't matter what type of staff you had. Dog, you a horrible coach.
He's not an NFL, the NBA pro coach in any sense.
Yeah, he ain't an NFL one either. He would do horrible there too.
He's a straight out assistant. He, like I told y'all before, y'all think I'm going. I basically told you sold his soul for the position. Nobody would have taken under those situations. Nobody wanted Willie Green as a head coach, despite whatever these other guys were saying. There were other people way more deserving of being head coaches, like Sam Cassell and others. Pelicans looked past all these men and chose Willie Green, and it's bad decision making. So I mean, we just gonna have to leave it right there. I got another stream we got to jump on. Go ahead, Lex. You put this. You highlighted this.
Oh yeah, Strider came in. He said, in the words of Young Bloods back in the day, if they do not give it in, I don't give a F not showing any love to this organization until they have serious change like the Thunder. I agree. You know, it's hard to care about a product when the organization shows that you don't care.
I mean, it's clear, obviously clear.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't take much. Just point at a consistent winning organization that's been doing it, Boston, and go get two of their top guys. Get the assistant VP to be your VP and get the head coach, Sam Cassell, or let him pick a coach he'll probably pick from Boston and let those guys run your squad. So, I mean, as long as that's happening, you don't have a guy on top that's evaluating, because these guys are not evaluating anybody at the top of this team. That's how these guys can sit here and screw up as much as they want and not feel any pressure from the top and get constantly, reassured that they're keeping their jobs. It just won't change until that change. And perhaps the only way it does change is ticket sales have to drop. And they raised the ticket prices, by the way, just to let y'all know how disrespectful.
You know what? Dallas is the same thing, but it's like, I don't understand why people would go.
I mean, because they counting on the fan. Fan ain't thinking about it. He just want his basketball. Whether the team disrespect them or not, that's the logic of it. The psychological breakdown of it is what it is. It's no logic to that. It's just, that's why they pick that stuff. They pick that because you ain't thinking, them people ain't thinking. They just ravenous. They want their basketball and they're willing to put up whatever they give them to do it. That's just the hardcore reality. That's not just in sports. That's in a lot of stuff that goes on. That's why it's so bad. Until people give a damn and start respecting themselves, this type of stuff going to happen. So hopefully this type of dialogue will help people wake up to not being disrespected by these bullshit ass teams that's just doing whatever they feel they need to do. Put pressure on these people to do it. And the power of the dollar is the ultimate power that you need to have to turn that around. But we need more people to buy into that philosophy. We can affect the change. But anyway, we're going to get out on that. Listen, I appreciate all of you guys. Yeah. He's Trap B says, what stream, G? I'm the sports coma, man. I got a late edition of the coma that I'm doing tonight. My schedule's been so conflicted lately. I have to apologize to the Pale Nation, man. We're supposed to do a call-in show on Sunday, man. I had all kind of family stuff that popped up on Sunday. I couldn't do it, man. I tried to make it back, couldn't do it. So this upcoming Friday stream, we'll just roll right on into it. On Friday, we'll open up the phone lines during the game, and I'll do what I was supposed to do Sunday on Friday. And we'll let everybody chime in with their thoughts on the Pelicans as well. So Friday will be going down. So please join us for the family members that want to get their word in on the Pelicans. Of course, like I said, they'll have, 9 games remaining in the season as we wind it down with this season. What a horrible year it's been for the Pelicans. They picked up on their 20th win tonight. And I think 8 or 9 games remaining in the season. Just want to get this over with in the worst way. All right. So listen, man, appreciate all y'all. Shout out to my girl, Lex. Much love to all of y'all, man. We appreciate y'all being in the stream, man. Y'all do us a service. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the share button. Sharing is caring. We're going to holler at you on the next one. Much love. Go Pels. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west, yeah. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat. I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You can double, you can press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.